1 minus 3 square root 6, 1 plus 3 square root 6. So distribute 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 square root 6 is 3 square root 6 with a positive. Now, negative 3 square root 6 times 1 is negative 3 square root 6. Negative 3 square root 6 times positive 3 square root 6. Negative times a positive is negative. 3 square root 6, 3 square root 6. So notice 1, and these are like radicals. One is positive, the other is negative. So they get cancelled. That's a 0 minus 3 times 3 is a 9. Square root 6 times square root 6 is square root 36. You have 1 minus 9. Square root 36 is a 6. 1 minus 9 times 6 is 54. Final answer, negative 53. Next problem. Let A and B represent the lengths of the legs of a right triangle. A and B. For a right triangle, these two sides which hold the right angle are called legs. Legs. C represents the hypotenuse. C is the side opposite the angle, the hypotenuse. A is 10, C is 20. We are told A is 10, C is 20. Find B. Okay. Pythagorean theorem says A squared plus B squared is C squared. Notice C is the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse always is by itself. The other two sides are squared added, whereas hypotenuse squared is by itself. Now A is 10, so 10 squared plus B squared is 20 squared. 10 squared is 100, B squared is B squared equals 400. 20 squared is 400. I want to solve for B. So subtract the 100 from both sides. That gets me B squared is 300. Take square roots of both sides. Square root of B squared is actually absolute value B. Square root of B squared is absolute value B. But B is a length. So absolute value is not necessary. We simply write B. B is square root of 300. 300 splits as 100 times 3. Square root of 100 is 10. Square root of 3 remains square root 3. So 10 square root 3. So A is the outer number 10. C is the radicand 3. Next. What is the value of x in this right triangle? Notice x is here, 4 is here, 4 is here. So if you see, we are looking at Pythagorean theorem. 4 squared plus 4 squared is x squared. Alright. 4 power 2 is 16. 4 power 2 is 16. That is x squared. 16 plus 16 is 32. 32 is x squared. I will flip the equation so that x squared is 32. Take square roots of both sides. Square root x squared, square root 32. Square root of x squared is actually absolute value x. This is something. Square root of x power 2 is actually absolute value x. But x being the length of a side, it's not going to be negative. So we don't have to worry about that. So instead of writing absolute value, we write x. Square root 32 on the other hand, 32 is 16 times 2. Square root 16 is 4. Square root 2 remains square root 2. X is 4 square root 2. Alright, next problem I'll start in my next video. Until then, bye.